Well, welcome to the program right now, the Legislative Affairs Director for the Virginia Shooting Sports Association. Mr. David Adams joins us. David, how are you, sir?
I'm great, Cam. How about you?
I am excellent. All right, so we've got an update on Sunday hunting in Virginia. The law changed this year to allow for Sunday hunting on private land during deer season, no dogs allowed, and there are some provisions, within so many yards of a house of worship. But in response to the passage of this, we had at least one county in Virginia, Sussex County, try to enact a ban of their own, right?
Right. On target shooting on private property on Sundays.
Uh-huh. So you could hunt, but you couldn't target shoot.
Well, actually, that was their way of getting at the hunting part, because they figured if you were shooting a firearm and it could be heard, and I think the distance they used was 200 yards to by the closest house.
Yeah.
Then that neighbor could call the sheriff and complain, and the sheriff could come and write you a ticket.
Uh-huh. Okay. So since we first reported on this, I understand that there's been a hearing on this issue, and there were a lot of gun owners and sportsmen who showed up.
Yeah, actually, Eric Fly, who's the chairman of the Board of Supervisors in Sussex County, held his quarterly constituent meeting on April the 30th, and he got an earful from gun owners and hunters, and he kind of started to backpedal a little bit. He did admit that it was aimed at Sunday hunting, but he promised his constituents that he would go to the county attorney and bring their concerns to them. And he was good at his word, because when the Board of Supervisors held their meeting on May the 15th, the county attorney got up and spoke, addressed the specific concerns that were raised by hunters and shooters related to Section 5 of the noise ordinance, which the Section 5 is what dealt with the shooting on Sundays on private property. And he suggested that the board could, under emergency provisions, repeal that section of the noise ordinance, and it would be repealed for a period of 60 days, which would give them time to go back and either do a complete repeal of that section, which would require another public hearing. If they did not do that within 60 days, then that section would go back into effect. But there were hunters and shooters at that meeting on the 15th, and I am pretty confident that the ruckus that was raised after this passed is going to lead the board to remove that. So they've got 60 days to do it.
All right. Have you heard, Dave, of any other counties in the Commonwealth that have tried to follow Sussex County's move?
I've heard that Southampton County is trying to find some way to do something similar, so we're keeping an eye on that as well.
Okay. But most of the counties, it seems, right now are not trying to avoid complying with this new law.
From what we're trying to keep up with as many of them as we can, but those
Right.
are the only ones that we've heard about so far. We are keeping an eye on them, and we've asked that gun owners, watch their board of supervisors. Most of them post the agendas online now. Let us know if there's going to be an issue related to shooting or hunting on the board agenda. Let us know so we can turn out folks at the meeting.
All right, Dave, again, thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program and keeping an eye on everything in the state of Virginia for us.
All right, Cam, thanks a lot.
You bet. Dave Adams joining us from the Virginia Shooting Sports Association here on NRA News, Cam and Company.